What is going on, guys? This is Mr. DeLorean here. Welcome to my episode 2 of Season 10 of The Walking Dead review/breakdown. And without further ado or any distractions, let's hop right into the episode breakdown and review. The episode begins with a car accident with a random woman leaning on her horn, alerting all the walkers around her to come and get her and everything. And long story short, she gets eaten. But while she's getting eaten and everything, we see young Lydia and Alpha walking with the dead until Lydia sees the walkers eating the woman and decides to scream. All the walkers are alerted of Lydia and Alpha and everything, so they basically run from the walkers and eventually find safe haven inside a hospital. But while they are catching their breaths and everything, Lydia alerts her mother and everything that there's a man behind her. Alpha looks and we see no other than Beta in a ski mask and everything. After the intro, we go back to present day Whisperer camp, where Beta is giving Alpha a haircut and everything, while also telling Alpha the pack must return to where all the communities are near Alexandria and everything, since they left and everything the area due to winter. So she says yes, but to go gather up some more walkers for their horde and everything, and to take the two sisters with him, aka Gamma and her sister. Flashback to the hospital, and Beta starts to scare Alpha and Lydia by intimidating them that he is like he will kill them or anything if he comes near them. But then Alpha confronts Beta and says that she does not die easily until Beta makes a momentary peace with them and says that they could stay inside the hospital and everything, but to not cross to his side of the hallway and stay on their side of the hallway or he will kill them. We can then go back to present day where Beta is guiding some walkers in his pack until we see Gamma and her sister inside the pack, and we get basically a close-up of them talking, which is really cool to see, Gamma talking. They talk about their involvement and loyalty to Alpha and everything, but then Gamma's sister has a kind of a bit of a weird moment where she starts to daze off and everything and stare at the sun and breaks focus until Gamma snaps her back in reality and quietly yells at her. Flashback to the hospital, Alpha is giving Lydia a bath until Lydia hears noises of, the walkers and everything and starts to cover her ears until Alpha removes her hands from her ears and everything, basically saying, be strong. And Alpha leaves to go scavenge the hallways. She hears Beta humming on his side and everything, and she starts to hum along with him. Beta hears this and basically tells her to stop now. And she does, but Beta comes over and has kind of a tiny moment with Alpha and everything where Alpha kind of spills her ideology about her structure, the Whisperer logic and everything, not about the Whispers, I think, but kind of spills her logic about how things are now. And Beta basically tells us kind of a bit of his backstory and everything and how his camp was overrun and that's why he's in the hospital. And Beta basically says he loves the sound of the dead and everything, saying that's the only song that he likes and everything. And basically they kind of, Alpha and his bond are kind of, are just beginning. Back in present day, Beta is somewhere and he's trying to gather more walkers for his horde and makes noises to attract the walkers to follow his pack. Time passes and they're walking in a field until Gamma's sister starts to lose focus again and has a flashback of when she left her baby at the hilltop, and we learn that was the mother that left her baby at the hilltop. She starts to cry and attract walkers to her and everything, but before they can bite her, Beta stabs both of the walkers and Whispers all start to look at her and everything, and Beta basically walks up behind her, basically says, you will pay for that. Back at the camp, Beta pushes out Gamma's sister over everything. She starts to crying and begging for mercy, but Beta isn't having it and calls for a Whisperer to kill her. But before he can do it and everything, Alpha says stop and everything and emerges from the trees and everything and basically tells everyone to stop and everything, and everyone turns to her. Time passes and back in their Beta and Alpha's little hut, however, Beta is confused about the stopping of the execution. Alpha tells Beta that he'll never understand how it feels and everything to lose a child. Beta brings up Lydia and everything, but Alpha denies Beta's accusations and basically says that Alpha has forgotten about Lydia, that she's forgotten about Lydia. Lydia is dead to her. Flashback to the hospital, and Alpha is preparing them Lydia and her sleeping space and everything until she hands Lydia her stuffed bunny, but Lydia says she doesn't want the bunny anymore and everything, that she wants to be just like her mother and grow stronger and everything, and Alpha is very pleased to hear this. Present day, Alpha summons the almost executed sister and everything to a hut and tells her to remove her mask. The sister's starting to really cry and everything and get very scared and everything, thinking that Alpha is going to kill her, and just before we all think that's about to happen, she starts to embrace the sister and everything and calm her down. But outside the hut, screaming can be heard and everything from the sister because obviously she's crying to Alpha and everything. Gamma now believes Alpha has killed her sister, and she looks down until Beta walks by her and everything and shines her a dirty look along the way. But then the sister leaves Alpha's hut and everything, and Gamma's confused thinking that, how is she alive and everything, and the sister says Alpha spared her. But some others Whispers, oddly enough, everything come up to the sister and basically say that they really like Hilltop and think it's really safe and everything, and start naming off how they really like the place. But just when Alpha emerges and everything, just before Alpha could hear this weird crazy talk inside the Whisper camp about how they actually like the Hilltop, Gamma pulls her sister away and everything so she's not involved. But just after Alpha leaves the hut and everything is walking, she passes by Beta and Beta gives her a concerned look and follows her. Back at their hut, Beta enters and confronts Alpha about letting the sister live and how she unsettles the pack. Alpha yells at him and says that next time the sister strays anything, she'll kill her and skin her. But Beta brings up how everyone is talking about how nice Hilltop is and everything, but Alpha says she has a plan to get everyone back in line. Beta mentions how Alpha leaves the camp at night, but Alpha calms them both down. Flashback to the hospital, and Alpha is roaming the halls until she hears some walkers. She starts killing them and everything until she drops her knife and gets pinned to the wall. But then out of nowhere, Beta kills the walker and goes on a rampage rampage of bashing the walkers' skulls into the walls or anything, and they kind of bond over the fact that they like both killing walkers together. They start to cut open the walkers, and Alpha gives Beta a name, Mr. B, and Alpha names herself A. But eventually Alpha tries removing Beta's ski mask and everything, and Beta grabs her hand and starts to get very aggressive and angry and says that he wants Alpha and Lydia gone by tomorrow morning. Back in present day and everything, Gamma and her sisters are sleeping unmasked and everything, and they start talking about how great, you know, how much they love Alpha and everything, and how they think, oh, she's a great leader and everything, and how they should both respect her, until they both fall asleep. Time passes, and back in the field, Alpha and Gamma and Beta and all the Whispers plus their horde and everything are migrating back to the camp near the communities. While they're roaming and everything, something happens again. The satellite explodes in the sky, and Alpha and Beta look up with extreme concern of what the hell, you know, just happened or anything, and all the walkers from their horde and everything start to stray away from them towards the noise of, you know, the exploding satellite. They start to circle all the walkers back to him and start to millie around in the field until Gamma's sister starts to lose focus again. She Gamma's sister and everything looks at Alpha and everything and basically like realizes, hey, my baby's gone because of Alpha, and she starts to have flashbacks about how Alpha told her to leave her baby and bring her to like, you know, Hilltop in the first place. Gamma's sister removes her mask and everything, locates Alpha, and starts gives out a roaring scream and everything, and which scares Alpha because she's like, oh, what the hell is that? And she starts to run at Alpha, jumps on her back, and starts to wrestle her. Alpha tries to get her off, and walkers are coming their way until Gamma runs over, gets her sister off Alpha, and throws her to be eaten by the walkers, and immediately evacuates Alpha from the situation. Back at the camp, Alpha talks to Gamma and everything, removes her mask, and thanks her for her bravery and for being strong and killing her own blood. Flashback to the hospital, and during the night while Alpha's asleep, Lydia covers herself in blood and everything from the guts that Alpha and Beta and everything got, and wanders into Beta's side of the hospital, which is very bad. Back in present time at the Whisper camp, during the night, Alpha is hosting a welcoming ritual to Gamma, and gives Gamma her name Gamma and everything. She basically says, oh, this is now Gamma, I appoint you now as Gamma, and all the Whispers start to very like creepily like chant Gamma, Gamma, Gamma and everything, and it's really cool. Time passes and it's day, and Beta is approaching Gamma. Gamma asks if Beta is angry at her, I think, because of all the looks that Beta has been giving Gamma, but Beta says he feels nothing for her and asks where Alpha is, and Gamma says that Alpha and everything went to the old camp. Beta quickly walks anything past Gamma and everything, and Gamma gets really concerned about why Beta is moving so quickly towards, you know, Alpha and trying to find her. Back at the hospital, Lydia's roaming and ends up letting a walker out of a room, but then Alpha wakes up and everything and gets scared now, finding out that Lydia is gone, and starts to look for her until she realizes that Lydia's crossed, you know, the border that, like, you know, Beta set up inside the hallways. Present day, Beta runs and finds Alpha near the old camp and everything, near where Lydia used to sit and sleep, and Alpha realizes that she's been caught by Beta and everything near where Lydia is and everything, and Beta questions why she's over here. But back at the hospital, Beta finds Alpha is crossed into his side of the hallway and is really not happy about it and starts angrily questioning her. But in present day, Beta continues to get more and more angry that, like, why Alpha is near where Lydia used to be and everything, until Alpha gets up, revealing that she's still keeping Lydia's, like, you know, stuffed rabbit and everything, and reveals to Beta that she did not kill Lydia at the fair, and starts to break down. Beta starts to yell at her, saying that, like, you know, Lydia's gone, she is never coming back and everything, and Alpha starts to get sadder and angrier. But back at the hospital, while Beta is confronting Alpha, Walker starts coming at her and everything, and Alpha runs over to kill it, but it turns out the Walkers was Beta's best friend or anything that Beta can never kill. And this pushes Beta over the edge, and he starts to charge Alpha with his machete, but before he could kill Alpha, Lydia screams no. Present day, Alpha goes on a mental, like, breakdown rampage and everything, because she does realize that Lydia is never coming back, and she just ends up destroying the thing that she built for Lydia, saying she hates her. Back at the hospital, when Beta is getting very emotional about the fact that his friend has just been killed and everything, now is now dead, Alpha approaches him and says that he should come with her and Lydia and everything and leave the hospital and start a new way of life. Beta takes his knife and starts to skin his friend's face, and it's revealed that the mask that Beta has, you know, in present day is his friend's face, and also the shirt that he wears under his jacket, the one with, like, the smiling, like, emoji face, whatever, is also his friend's. But back in present day, I think Beta calms Alpha down and everything, and they recite their whisper code and phrase, and they regain their bond that has been kind of lost over this episode, because they've been, like, you know, getting, like, very, like, angry at each other and everything, and their bond and, like, best friendship and everything are, you know, regained. But when time passes, while this pack is returning to, you know, the camp, like, near the communities or whatever, Alpha splits from the herd and everything to take a break, and she goes near a ledge, and she looks up, and she sees Carol. And the episode ends where the premiere did and everything, and now we are on to the review. So this episode was very, very good in kind of explaining, like, you know, Alpha and Beta's bond and how it's formed, because I really did like the flashbacks and everything in this episode, showing how, like, you know, Beta and Alpha are not perfect, you know, friends, and how they met and everything is not perfect. I really did like how, you know, Beta got very angry at Alpha and screamed at her even, and I do like how, like, you know, Alpha screamed at Beta and everything. I liked how they like, you know, how they didn't stay and having Beta just, you know, be like just her like, you know, support and everything, how they had them actually have a very, you know, rough relationship. I just like how Beta yelled at Alpha and everything. I thought that was really cool because seeing Beta angry is a fucking scary ass thing. I also thought Gamma and her sister were a really cool dynamic and everything. Her sister had a bit of an annoying voice, if I'm being perfectly honest, but I thought Gamma and her sister and everything were very cool characters and everything. And I also thought the scene where Gamma's sister ran at Alpha and everything, that whole sequence was really cool and everything. How like, you know, like Alpha was struggling and everything. I thought that was very cool. I like how Gamma and Beta kind of worked throughout this episode and everything. And like I said before, I like the whole like backstory aspect and everything, learning how like, you know, Beta and Alpha became friends and everything, the whole hospital thing. And I liked like the kind of reveal of how Beta, you know, got his mask, got his shirt and everything, got all of his gear. Just the whole episode was amazing, tense, creepy, and fun. So I hope you guys did enjoy this review slash breakdown and everything. If you guys did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and make sure to subscribe and everything for, you know, more Walking Dead reviews and, you know, videos and stuff. So I hope you guys did enjoy and everything, and yeah, make sure to comment your opinions and like, you know, everything on this episode, what you guys thought about it, what did you like about the episode, and yep, I'll see you guys later. Peace, my amigos, and peace out.